The topic of solo Avengers films has been a hot one, especially after Disney's golden child Robert Downey Jr. was discussing how Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow, Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk, and Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye should all have one. In a recent interview, however, Renner stated that he doesn't necessarily think Hawkeye should have his own movie. He said, "I'm happy to be the ensemble. I'm not scratching or clawing to do a solo movie by any means. I think he's a utility guy that can bounce around into other people's universes a little bit, especially like Cap 3. There are whispers of that, so who knows, man." He went on to say that Whedon's introduction of Hawkeye and the Avengers is not what we talked about and what got me excited about doing the movie. But for the sequel, pretty much that we talked about for this one is really what we are able to put into the second one, and it's great because of it. Chris, what do you make of Renner's comment, and would you want a solo Hawkeye film?
No, I don't. And it's not because I don't like Hawkeye, it's because I can't see him being a compelling enough character to carry an entire movie. And like, Hawkeye's a cool character. I mean, he's great, like he said, in Ensemble. And it almost seems like Jeremy Renner has the same amount of knowledge we have. He's like, I don't know, man. We might have a movie one day. But the thing is, what I want to see is a movie with Black Widow and Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye. The Budapest conversation they had in Avengers, where like, you and I remember Budapest very differently. That's the Hawkeye movie I'd like to see. Whatever that conversation was intrigued me. One sentence, and now I want to see a movie. Do I want to see him as his own thing? No.
Yeah, I sadly agree, especially from the renditions of the on-screen presence that he's had. I mean, he was evil in, Avengers. We didn't really get the Hawkeye that we've come to know. And, I mean, I also agree that it's not as compelling, but Natasha Romanoff's backstory, on the other hand, Black Widow, amazing, compelling, crazy backstory, and you're right, I think those two together, because out of the whole Avengers ensemble, they're the humans.
Right.
And so I feel like they would help elevate each other, kind of like Black Widow did for Cap. I feel like those two could be good, and maybe it's less of a gamble of doing the Black Widow spinoff solo film to have the two of them, because Renner does hold some power at the box office. I mean, he is a good action star, but yeah, I've never really felt a deep connection with his Hawkeye, and I don't think it's his fault, as you heard from his comment. It's not what he expected either, but he went on to say that he trusts Joss. Of course you trust Joss. You're not going to piss off Whedon, know. But yeah, I am curious to see how we'll see him in Avengers, and hopefully he'll kick a little more ass. Dan?
Well, I actually would love to see a Hawkeye solo film, because we haven't, like you guys said, we haven't seen much from him on screen, but there's so much to mine off screen right now. Matt Fraction and David Aja's Hawkeye comic is one of the single best comics on store shelves. So if they really tapped into something like that, I think they could do something really special, really fascinating. Focuses less on these like larger than life adventures and more on what it's like to be a human member of the Avengers in between those saving the world events. Like, what happens in between Ultron attacking and the Chitauri invasion? Oh, Hawkeye's just a dude living in Brooklyn fighting off Russian mobsters. So I think if they did something like that, it could be really cool. And I agree, I think I would, if they do decide to go that route, if they don't decide to do a solo film, a Hawkeye and Black Widow feature together would be great. But I'm getting the feeling that they might be, for Cap 3, going towards more of a Secret Avengers type route, putting together Captain America, Black Widow, Hawkeye, for more of these Black Ops, wet work style missions that the Avengers wouldn't be able to handle on their own.
Which I'm in for, especially with the Russo brothers back to direct the third. Yeah. I mean, I'm in. Schnepp?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I also read the Hawkeye Matt Fraction stuff. I love it. I love the Russian mob. I love his dog. I think, but for me personally, I would like to see that, if Netflix does their 4, series, and Renner wants to do like, hey, I'm going to chill out and have a slightly more relaxed Hawkeye. I mean, it's not like it's boring. It's just tons of action.
Yeah.
It's just not aliens, and he's not a zombie or whatever. So I could see why he was pissed. I'm gonna get to be Hawkeye. No, you're gonna be like some zombie. Like, I'm sure Ultron takes him over for like 1 minute in this movie as an homage to the first Avengers, and he snaps out of it. Who knows? But yeah, I don't know. I would see a Hawkeye movie. I'm not against it. I would like to see a million other Marvel movies first. I would want to see Moon Knight before I see a Hawkeye movie. So I got a list. So
another secret adventure.
If you want to see a like a subtle Jeremy Renner Hawkeye movie, just go watch The Bourne Legacy. I mean, it's basically him just kind of kicking ass every couple seconds.
Or don't watch it because it wasn't that good.
No, it was good.
It's different.
No,
it's different.
It's just different.
I completely agree with you. Didn't like the movie at all.
Yeah.
Which is why they should make a solo Hawkeye movie.
Boom.
But they
Redemption.
will make another legacy.
What if Matt Damon just
Unfortunately.
takes over as Hawkeye?
Poor Renner, always in the shadow of Damon.
Hey everyone, if you liked this video, click that thumbs up button and make sure to subscribe to our AMC Movie News YouTube channel. It's free and helps you stay up to date with all the latest movie news, as well as our daily AMC movie talk show. Also, make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay up to date with all of our special promotions, contests, and prize giveaways.